Welcome to this special coffee with yours truly, Adrian H, Dragan H, rebirthing as priestess, priestess of the goddess. I will let my main out for this one. The goddess that dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the legumes. As the sun is about to set in the next 37 minutes here in Hawk Island, Montreal, the sun is about to rise over the Pacific, China, Korea, North and South, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Nepal, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, known as Burma. I'm facing the sun directly now. This special Easter for some. Myself, I'm a universal spiritual teacher, androgynous, pansexual, that is. I, of course, am male and female, identify as both. Pansexual, meaning I have no sexual discrimination, and I date interracially, I date trans, I love. This is April 3rd, yours truly, Adrian H, Dragan, rebirthing as that priestess. Priestess Hana of the goddess, the forgotten, but that still dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all ALL, the fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Even this black coffee bean was produced, made, and created by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. And this cup of coffee is dedicated to, on this special Easter, I say that to be the, as it was once upon a time, in the name of the Rabbi Jesus of Nazareth, the death of the goddess, or the rather the repression and the goddess, that this Easter the goddess should be reborn, so that in the hearts of many may the goddess be once again. It's humanity, not just Western civilization, but I think humanity as a whole. But Western civilization, of course, as here in North America, the Americas, Judeo-Christian, if you will. That'll be the resurrection of the goddess, as the supposed to be Easter, the death of Jesus, the Rabbi of Nazareth, and which in many ways meant the death of the goddess for many. As in the name of Jesus, there was persecution and burning at the stake of many priestesses, not necessarily witches, but priestesses. And may our priestesses, our witches, priestesses may be reborn in many ways. They are. Women have been and are rising in politics, economics, finance. Thanks to a friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, who adds a fourth dimension to that trinity. I believe she is, and she was a priestess, and she's part of the goddess incarnate. Special Easter to be the rebirth of the goddess, forgotten but still dances with her brother the sun, and after I'm gone, she will still dance with her brother the sun. And in my name, Adrian H, Dragan H, rebirthing as that priestess of the goddess, H-N-N-A-H, A-D-R-I-N, H-N-N-A-H, D-R-A-G-N, Dragon Zero of the Dragon Empire, who's one and the same empire with the dancing goddess. And whose mission, vision, and philosophies are complementary to each other to achieve world peace, world unity, and federation. a new race of all mankind, free race. I got the word freedom tattooed here, but so many things I've passed, a great desert, pain, suffering, struggling and being suicidal, not understanding my own nature, and many fail to understand their own natures, and need to channel the force, the aggression, as I've been doing in the past years by transitioning into an active lifestyle, working out, training, exercising, dancing, loving. I still got a lot of issues. I still lust a lot. Still wanna kiss, hug, do love, more love, more love. And that's what I offer to all my allies and armies. Love of the practical kind. If you want to be massaged, I'll massage. The body is a temple. Let it be consecrated for purpose and for pleasure, so that we can do and learn this universe and to do and to stay physically active. Exercising, working out, training has been, is, and will continue to be medicine of choice for yours truly, as I believe it is for many. That's why I'm calling, of course, for advocating for the mass financing thereof via the Dragan Empire. But this specific cup of coffee and this meditation on this Saturday, 6:36 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, is specifically dedicated to the goddess, the forgotten that in many ways she was and is and will dance with the brother the sun. So you see this blue sky and these trees and this nature. Fathom the secrets of the nature, and the nature dancing with the brother the sun, who on a macro scale infuses light and life upon her, and they dance together to create all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes, including this black coffee bean that I'm drinking. The name of the forgotten goddess of many names, one secret among secrets, lest I am not worthy to pronounce it, lest I be stricken by a storm and thunder. I am a universal spiritual teacher, but I'm also a student. I've been through a lot of suffering, just coming out as pansexual, bisexual, androgynous. Took me 13.3 years. But then when thinking about the evolution of history of mankind, and speaking specifically, although I believe in reincarnation, that I was reincarnated in many empires, many civilizations, I'm speaking specifically from, of course, a more Western civilization, Judeo-Christian, let's say, from Iraq, West, Europe, Middle East, Africa, the Americas. And then, of course, with the great diversity therein, from a great general perspective, and from a macro micro perspective. The goddess. First and foremost, I believe that I was a priestess in many lives. And I remember once, the past life was a priestess of Artemis, the goddess Artemis, and was dressed in scarlet and purple and was dancing and with the sun rising at sunrise, sunset, midday, and at night and the full moon, with other priestesses serving, doing other chores in the temple and doing other tasks and other doings as well. And in the name of Jesus, the Rabbi Nazareth, they came with their blackness. clothed in black robes, black rituals. They took our scarlet and our purple dresses away and they tortured us until we accepted their rabbi as our. They didn't want to listen to the music we were singing, to the massages, the lotions, the water, the hygiene that we had to do. Of course, for many years, more than 1,000 years, 1,500 years, the Catholic institution, Catholic Church dominated the Christian world, Christianity, until it split into Eastern Orthodox. And there was the priests, there were no priestesses, and there still are very few, right? Christianity. So this coffee in this video is dedicated to the forgotten goddess. Mother Nature. Nature. So you can hear the birds chirping, singing. See? Listen. Understanding our natures, and then channeling the energy to constructive pursuits is a tremendous task and has been. To the forgotten goddess, to which I dedicate the founding of my dancing goddess empire, or one and the same empire with the dragon, but corresponding mission, vision, and philosophies. The dancing goddess empire, my vision is to create an international integrated dance league. Integrated in that will be all gender inclusive, without discrimination. Without discrimination based on non-sectarian, without discrimination based on age, gender, financial, sexual orientation, of course an androgynous pansexual, independent artist, athlete, and activist, rainbow flagging, integrated in that, in all genders, all ages, all dance level inclusive, and to organize mass dancing events across the world with a purpose, several purposes. One, in order to balance the patriarchal spiritual social scales, because because the sports leagues are male dominated. In there are women's sports leagues, but financially, finances in a financial way, a universal finance, these sports leagues, I'm gonna name names: NFL stands for National Football League, NHL stands for National Hockey League, MLB stands for Major League Baseball, NBA stands for National Basketball Association, and all the European soccer leagues. They average millions of dollars per annual salary given to their male sports figures. There's not even one women sports league that even makes close to what NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB make and European soccer. Of course, there are salaries below a million, 500,000, 600,000 a year, but the average salaries are about 2.5 million, 3.1, 3.7. Who's the highest? NHL, MLB, NBA, NFL? I wonder. It must be one who's the highest average. You got in these sports leagues, few tens of thousands among our Canada, US, and Europe of men who make millions of dollars playing a sport, right? I encourage working out, training, exercising because it's channeling the aggression, the energy, the force. But I want this dance league to be not just women, but integrated, all genders, trans, and of course to have different organized organized events for different dances. Twerking is wholly unallowed. All dance, ALL, all dance types, folklore, jazz, you name it, independent like me, integrated independent dancing like myself. And of course, to finance certain women's organizations, shelters, what have you, and climate justice specifically. What I mean to say by that is to mass finance solar hydroelectric power, so to raise funds to dance for the fundraising and for public transit, and for a project, mega project of cleaning the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, rivers, oceans, and waterways primarily. So yours truly, priestess of the goddess that dances with her brother the sun. Orders, my brothers, owners and players of the NFL National Football League, NHL National Hockey League, NBA National Basketball Association, MLB Major League Baseball, NBA, National Basketball Association, and European sports leagues to give no less than half of all ALL their financial proceedings towards the cause of the environment, of the dancing league, so that in an integrated way, women, trans women, men, lesbians, gays, transsexual, androgynous, pansexuals like yours truly, Adrian Dragan, keep my holy, sacred, divine name out of your mouths. If it's not to bless it, is my message. And in my name, Adrian Dragan, priestess of the dancing goddess empire and dragon zero, may my allies and armies be blessed with trillions of marching steps, trillions of dance moves, trillions of squats, trillions of push-ups, trillions of hops. So I'm ordering Priestess Hana, ADRANHANHDRAGAN, and the aforementioned patriarchal sports leagues give no less than half, 50 percentile of all ALL their finances, of all their financials, of all their financing to create for the goddess, dancing goddess empire, who goddess that dances with a brother the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, all vegetables, all legumes. Finance the international integrated dance league, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, to organize mass dancing events across the world for world peace and for cleaning the oceans, the rivers, the waterways, the lakes. Yours truly, Hana, will dance and will get dirty and will get clean. These hands, small, tiny, soft, but they can work. You got lotion, I'll massage. You got wine, we'll serve. You got food, we'll cook. You got music, we'll dance. So my brothers and sisters, on this Easter, I'm going to be meditating until Monday. It's of course part of my fourth dimension of the 22-day ongoing revolution for world peace via the mission, vision, and philosophies of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, via the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrist, because I am not a fascist, I am not a communist, I'm a universal revolutionary centrist, believing that we must create a global central bank by what I call debt refusion. Biometrics by hand, voice, and eye are unique biometrics in order to secure three elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all. Once we have those three secured, we can encourage people to work out, volunteer, train, love, the community work. So I'm happy that I've begun my volunteering activities a few weeks ago. Love reading to children. I just love it, love it, love it. I was actually hoping to publish children's books soon. Looking for volunteer support. Love. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But love is action as well. Love is also doing. It's blah blah blah, you know. So here's what Hana can do. I can dance, I can cook, I can clean, I can massage, I can wash, I can walk, I can write, I can learn, I can read, I can love, 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 love. Trillion kisses of the goddess, blessings from the stars thereof. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. I've been across the great desert, just coming out as bisexual, pansexual. Bisexual includes in the pansexual is obviously that in pansexual is a more inclusive word, but 13.3 years. Only a few years ago was the first time my pride, a few years back. The Queen Mary Cathedral waving the pride flag, you know. We have a lot of things in our hearts that we don't admit, you know, that we struggle with racism. And if somebody is racist, by education, by understanding maybe the roots thereof, or for us to channel it, so that we come together, mankind, black, white, brown, live in one human race, with all the different civilizations and cultures, and it seems that we have a clash of civilization now. To accept the law of liberty, it's not easy. That's taken us tremendous steps. The 20th century, fascism, an ideology equally as fascism, communism, two sides of the same bargain, authoritarian, totalitarian, repressive. Right. Sure, we must, so I'm a universal revolutionary centrist, because we must secure elements of civilization, and then people must be encouraged so that their nature, because repressing will only breed disease. You have a thought, whatever the thought is, could be silly, could be disgusting, could be incest, for example. Incest, big taboo, right? Although I don't have family really, the only family I have for the past 7 years is the one I love and call sister, who's my friend, oftentimes teacher, and also adds a to friend, teacher, and sister, adds a fourth dimension of being my, for the moment, first and only financial sponsor. Because repressing will bring disease, our natures. My nature, your natures, because our natures is we can be equally free and equal rights to do exercise under the stars on earth. But our nature, our characteristics, of course, they are very diverse. Right? Very diverse. Very unique, very diverse. Take my own experience of repressing although my homosexual experiences date back to early childhood. I was an adolescent, and didn't come out. When as a young man, I didn't come out. Embarrassment, shame. All people think have sexual lusts and desires for my favorite artist, or etc., etc., etc. Homosexual, interracial desires and lusts. My favorite gangster rapper. You know, things we don't admit, right? Things we hide, things we repress, repress, repress. shame, guilt. Take the word, word, W-O-R-D, whore, W-H-O-R-E, whore. Women have been called by men whores. Shaming of their bodies, not fear of their sexuality, our own guilt with our own lusts. And it's the urge, the love urge that since many decades, dating back hundreds of years maybe, but more recently being warped with more and more liberation and science and growing up in learning to trying and struggling to be free and in liberty and in the independence and freedom, right? Independence and freedom, fears, hidden fears, also hidden hatreds, and all these new energies, discovering of these new energies, telecommunications, internet, uniting the world, civilizations, nations, cultures coming together via telecommunications, women's liberation, women's equal rights. It's a hard struggle, right? This is the goddess empire that I'm dedicating this whole lecture upon. In a paradoxical way on, but in a providential also way. Parallel way is I'm dedicating this video on this Easter, as was a very patriarchal holiday, right? Crucifixion of Jesus, of Nazareth the Rabbi, his death and his resurrection. And death, and us repressing woman, right? And chasing out the priestess of the temples. And they took the name of Jesus, Rabbi Jesus, and they let their beards grow and they chased the priestesses out of the temple. A council of bearded fools, as another fool said once. Council of bearded fools. Literally. So I dedicate this cup of coffee and this joint that I'm about to smoke to the forgotten goddess, one above infinite stars, infinite space thereof, whose sister is the goddess that dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all the fruits, vegetables, legumes, even this black coffee bean from the black fertile earth, this green who's legal one from the black fertile earth with the heat and the rays of life and light from the sun. if this video was posted by Monday, it's Easter Sunday tomorrow, probably posted at midnight tonight, be the resurrection of the goddess as well. Because my dancing goddess and dragon empire have a spiritual component. The one can be secular and be an ally, citizen, supporter and subject of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, or one empire, the Phoenix People's Party. Under the stars on earth, a free race. Of course, freedom is a heavy sword, that's double-edged, and that's very heavy to lift by myself. Maybe with the help of my sister and sisters and brothers I can. Subconscious elements, understanding our nature and not repressing it. Why was I suicidal? Why did I struggle XYZ? For XYZ reasons. There are many. But this COVID, I said I'm gonna live my life to do what I love, what I will, and to love, 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 and love is action. So my allies and armies who pledge allegiance to yours truly, Adrian H, Dragan, rebirthing as priestess of the goddess Hana H, Dragan, Dragon Zero, androgynous, pansexual. For a new world order of love, understanding, and a new race, free, with security, with a balance between the public and the private life, which is a hard thing to do, of course. It's not easy. Sometimes maybe I gotta check my own behavior in public. But if you see me dancing in public, know it's for world peace, for brotherhood and justice. The psychological dimensions of integrating our feminine side. I have a spiritual component because I believe that many, including many of my trans brothers and sisters, were the other gender in a past life. This is one of my original teachings. As I believe I was many genders, different genders, sometimes bi gender. Right? So it's all these elements. Beautiful golden sun set, beginning. But these trees are but the hairs of the goddess on the goddess's body. Right? So the dancing goddess empire is dedicated to that social climate justice component, but also to the spiritual aspect of the goddess and the priestesses that we chased out of the temples. Paradoxically, providentially, in a parallel way, on this Easter, I dedicate this dance to the forgotten goddess that dances with her brother the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, all vegetables, and all legumes. Yours truly, born Adrian H. Dragan. Hopefully by Monday, Easter Monday for some. Not for me, I'm a Telemite. Love Telema, the prophet, greatest ever living poet Aleister Crowley. That fool who wrote a poetry book called The Book of the Law. And that other fool who wrote a book called Rebirth 49. And other fools, Telemites, Masorers, Freighters. If you go by that book, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, and the Phoenix People's Party's holy book, sacred and divine book it is thereof, a holy sacred book of the law.
Unison chord pack. Unison MIDI chord pack. It is super, super useful. Basically, it's over 1,200 MIDI chords and progressions.